I took my glasses off because I think my blue eyes are...
They're sparkling.
They light up when I smile.
Yeah.
Sometimes I believe that they're captivating.
Good morning. Obviously, we're already on.
I was doing my... Hello.
This is day 4 of Yellowstone. On our way to West Yellowstone to meet up with Chris's father and stepmom and to check out the west side of the park.
Instead of driving from Gardner down through Yellowstone over to West Yellowstone, we decided to go up to Livingston over towards Bozeman, and we're going to go south from there.
It was hard to tell with the roads, you know. They're very twisty and turny, and there were a lot of large vehicles on the road going directly south to Old Faithful, but
I think we would have been fine because if you include the bikes on the back of the trailer, we are about 57 feet. Without the bikes, I think we measured ourselves at 55. And we saw some large fifth wheels being pulled through that are probably pushing 50. I just felt better coming up here, so it adds a couple hours onto the drive. But
it's a pretty drive, though.
It is.
The mountains are amazing.
Besides the twisting and turning, the amount of people that are on the Yellowstone roads right now, there were areas where, just vehicles trying to get through slowly. We're doing this on a 2-lane road. So trying to pull a trailer through there with some of the people that they choose not to use turn signals. They don't know where they're going until they're already past it, and they think they can still make it. Or they go, oh, buffalo, and they just pull over right in front of you. I just didn't want to deal with that, so we're driving around. And then we're going to stay on a little lake outside of West Yellowstone.
The 167-mile drive from Gardner to West Yellowstone offers stunning views and is much easier to manage with an RV or trailer than going through Yellowstone itself. We were meeting family and staying at the Yellowstone Holiday RV Campground and Marina. The price with Good Sam was $52, which was on the high end, but the campground was very nice and has great views of Hebgen Lake. You can rent boats from the marina, fish off the docks, or just relax away from it all. The next day, we got a late start and headed to Yellowstone West Gate, which is located in the town of, you guessed it, West Yellowstone. The small town of about 1,300 people sits on the edge of adventure and is a great place to hang out, grab some grub, do some shopping, and take in the views. Getting to the park later in the day meant lines at the gate, but it still only took about 4 minutes to get in. Entry fees are $25 per car, and as always, we recommend getting an annual pass that you can get at nps.gov. The link is in the description. You can also purchase them at the park. Once in the West Gate, we headed straight for the Old Faithful Inn area to explore the Upper Geyser Basin trails. We were hoping to see wildlife on the way, but the heat and time of day didn't jive well, so the animals stayed elusive. The Upper Geyser Basin Trail is a 4.5-mile loop through geysers, mud pots, hot springs, and some beautiful scenery. It also has some pretty cool sound effects. If you are limited in time and want to see a lot of geothermal wonders, then this is the area to visit. And of course, it surrounds Old Faithful and offers plenty of spots to stop and take in this natural wonder. We'd planned on making a lot of stops throughout the day, but every parking lot and pullover was full of cars. It was a bit frustrating.
Hot tip, go early if you want to get parking to see things and if you don't want to sit in lines.
It also goes for animals too, because most of the animals come out, they're early in the morning. At least that's what we found. Because around noon, 1 o'clock.
That's when all the people come out. Because they're done sleeping and they want to get out and see stuff.
So come early. Maybe not in August when it's wicked hot. And be patient once you get in the park. Because there's a lot of impatient people.
There's a lot of impatient people. There's a lot of people that have different ideas on personal space and bathroom usage.
Our last attempt to find a space to visit was the Firehole Canyon Drive. The 2-mile drive is awesome and one we recommend. We'd hoped to stop at the swimming area at the end, but again, it was packed. Realizing we'd massively failed in our planning, we decided to call it a day and find something to do in West Yellowstone.
Since we didn't see any bears in Yellowstone, we're just going to go where they keep them.
Grizzly Wolf Discovery Center.
At the Grizzly Wolf Discovery Center. And they have some type of hiding the food thing from the bears.
And the kids get to hide the food.
We don't know that for sure. There was just a little advertisement. So I think we hide in our back pocket and we run. And
It's saying the kids are the food.
yeah, sometimes you come back without a kid. So I don't know. We'll see.
The Discovery Center's primary mission is to provide visitors with the opportunity to observe, understand, and appreciate grizzly bears and gray wolves. Entry fees are $15 for adults, $10 for children. The bears in the center were brought here because they weren't able to survive on their own. The same for 7 wolves that called the center home. They were born in captivity and would not survive in the wild. Oh, and yes, there's a feeding program where kids can hide food for the bears. We didn't make it to the center in time to sign up though. Regardless, it was a great way to spend the afternoon and end our day.
Going back in the park, we got up early this morning. It's our last day at Yellowstone, and we've kind of been shut out as far as the wildlife goes. We've seen some buffalo. We saw elk at night, and then early in the morning, but otherwise we haven't really seen much as far as the animals go. And then we've also been shut out of some of the sites because you can't even get parking in some of them. If you go between like 10 and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it's chaos. So we're going straight in this morning, and we're going to go to the Grand Prismatic Spring. And they just opened up, it was this year, they just opened up this new, I think it's a mile-long trail that goes up to the side of a hill and that overlooks the Grand Prismatic. And they did that because people were hiking over there through the woods themselves and basically trampling, kind of messing up that side of the hill. So they decided to shut it down for, I don't know, a year and a half, whatever, while they did the construction. So we're going to check that out.
The early morning beauty of Yellowstone revealed itself as soon as we entered the park, and we were able to find plenty of spots to pull over and get some great photographs. Our last day in Yellowstone is shaping up to be one to remember.
We're at the Grand Prismatic Spring at the parking lot, which yesterday we couldn't even get into. And now there's tons of parking. It's 8:11 in the morning.
cold. It's 40.
It's 40 degrees. But this is what you get when you get up early.
The Grand Prismatic Spring is part of the Mid-Geyser Basin, and the boardwalk that passes through it gives you access to the beauty, warmth, and odor of these geothermal sites. The Grand Prismatic Spring is one of the most photographed locations in Yellowstone, so getting there early is very important. We took the newly built Overlook Trail so that we could see the springs from above and loved the hike. There are great views along the way, and we were able to see some wildlife on the walk. Once at the top of the roughly 1 mile trail, you get an unparalleled view of the spring and all its color. We couldn't think of a better way to end our time at Yellowstone.
We just finished the hike to Grand Prismatic Springs Overlook. It is about a mile. There's a little bit of a grade, probably about 3/4 of the way through, but it's not bad. It is really, it's worth the walk to get up there and to be actually able to see the whole thing from above. Kind of changes your perspective. When you walk next to it, it's beautiful, but you only kind of get like what's directly in front of you, and you don't get to see
All the different color changes and what it does to the land.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So make sure that's one of your stops.
Our drive out was blessed with an elk sighting and more coyotes. We'd spent 8 days in and around Yellowstone, and it was fantastic. There truly is no place like it on Earth, and we were fortunate enough to be able to visit. Now we're off on our next adventure. Join us next week as we explore northwest Montana and see more of our nation's wonders.
Thank you for watching. We'd love to share our journey with you, so hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you know when a new video is uploaded. And don't forget to leave your comments down below and hit the like button.